Okay, let's get into this. I'm going to do something different today. Usually I do a whole review and I go back and I cut up and I clip up but because the races are coming so fast and furious that I didn't have time to go back and clip up the race. So what's going on is they have a series in Belgium called Super Prestige Cyclo-Cross, and they have obviously for elite men and the elite women. So firstly, I'm starting off with the elite women, showing you the elite women. Just a quick out of the second lap. So let's give you a quick rundown, basically, of what's been going on. The Prestige. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce some of the names. So basically, you have like looks like Ruda Vord and Jamaica Cross and Markets Plus and Boom. So those are the four races that were before today's race, which was Zolder. All of these events are taking place in Belgium, and the first win of the first race was Bessemer, Denise Bessemer. She was the first winner, and my favorite rider, Salen Del Carmen Alvarado. Apologies because I've been practicing Italian, so those R's, all those R's are getting me, they're getting at me. So the second race was won by Salen Alvarado. Dang, Innes. And the third race was won by Salen, so she won two races back to back. Aniek Van Alphen. Yeah, Aniek Van Alphen. She won the last race, and today's race. We're gonna have a look at today's race and see who won today's race. Today's race was like the course was epic. It was hard. The craziest thing is watching these guys race, watching them suffer, and I'm sitting here and it's crazy. I'm getting an adrenaline rush. I actually miss the suffering, the pushing yourself to just maximum to you can't go no more. And yeah, they did that today. So we're just gonna get into what the first lap really quickly. Just have a look at the first lap and see what happened in the first lap, and I'll talk you through it. So here we go. The ladies are taking off for lap one, and today's straightaway is actually today's race is actually starts on a racetrack, so it's an extremely long start. Usually they sprint about 100 meters before they enter the first turn, but today was really long. It must have been like three times the distance before they hit that first. So once they did hit that first patch of dirt, looks like the Italian national champ, her name is Perisico. She got to the front, but quickly was overtaken by Carmen Alvarado, and she will get on the front and be in the running until the end, basically. So this is a huge pack, and there's quite a bit of money up in this series as well, and there's also a points race for the series. And Betsema, the young lady who won the first race, she's actually leading the series. So right off the bat, you got Carmen Alvarado, Perisco. I don't know the girl who's in third, but she wouldn't feature later into the race because they break off into six riders. A breakaway of like 8 riders form pretty quickly. So that's how it went. And the front 6 was Salen, Inda Vender Heiden, Betsema, Perisico, Lucinda Brent, and Von Elfen. And those will be the young ladies that will ride into space. So this first corner, this was an amazing course. So this first corner is a combination of sort of like some clay type sand, and if you didn't get in that rut and take that that groove around, like, or a berm if you want to call it, then like you see how a lot of the girls are running, yeah, you got to get off because you have to hit it the right way at the right speed in order to be able to track through it. And it was amazing. So right off the bat, Carmen has got the hammer down. Perisco, I actually thought that Perisco was gonna be there because she came pretty close last week in Italy in a home race where she was just edged out of, well, she just edged, no, she what happened? So let me play that again. But yeah, basically Perisco got in, she finished fourth. Basically she wasn't edged out of third, she was beaten out of third because of her her erratic riding towards the end, and she slid out and she crashed quite a lot the whole race. It was a hard course, it was an icy course, but she held on to, and she had to sprint for fourth place. She almost ended up in fifth place, but it was a tough race for her. So, and it was an amazing race, that race in Italy, just to watch that snow course. So let's go to fast forward to the last lap, and yeah, I just went all the way to the end. So what ended up happening was Sailing basically on the last lap. She dropped the hammer, and this is how they finished up. Sailing finished first, and second was Inga van der Heijden, and third was Betsema. So the points race is either even or like it's just 2 to 3 points away, and there are now three more races to go. There's one tomorrow night, and so Super Prestige 6 is in Dagenham. So that's pretty late in the evening. So I might be coming even later tomorrow with my race review on what's going on. So, but that was the latest race, and Carmen definitely asserted her dominance on the last lap and her technical skill. She basically won over her technique because there was a massive like steep hill, which you'll see in the men's race when I do the men's race, and that steep hill was you know, if you hesitated, you would lose seconds. And in cyclocross, seconds makes a lot of difference, because it's not like in a road race where you got time to claw your way back. In the cyclocross race, nope, sorry, you be there, be with it, or you're gonna lose out. So Sailing, this is Sailing coming into the finish. Well done to Sailing. Carmen Alvarado. There we go. Sailing Del Carmen Alvarado, and that's our third win. So I'm not quite sure, because they're saying that Batsuma is leading the series. Maybe I can't see how. I'm gonna have to have a look at the points. But when I do the review tomorrow in Dagenham, then I'll have a look and see who is doing what in the points. So let's go to the men. So I'm just switching over to my men's results, and let's go to the men's start. And the funny thing is, because I'm working with my iPad and my laptop, so I'm touching the iPad, and obviously I bring my finger over to the MacBook to touch the MacBook as well. So this is Matthew Van Der Poel and Walt Bernard were not playing. These boys this is the first lap, and they gapped the field. Tom Pidcock, who was probably the only other rider who could have matched these guys, he didn't have that great a start, and he got stuck behind a few guys. So when Matthew and Walt Bernard took off, that was it. Once that train left the station, you was not catching on to that train. So we're gonna get to see the downhill where I was talking about a little earlier, and Matthew and Walt Bernard, these guys were like, they were just going at it. It was almost like watching like Muhammad Ali and somebody or Joe Frazier just slugging at each other. They're just nonstop, like hammered down. And Matthew Van Der Poel was not playing. I mean, this young man was riding hard, and these guys race as well. They race like throughout the year and the big road races like the Tour of Italy, Tour de France, and all that stuff. So this is what gets these guys really going in top shape, and I'm looking forward to the road season, and I'll be in Europe live reporting at the races this year. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see. So here's Tom Pidcock, and he basically was battling for third and fourth place for the entire race because he missed that move. So he had to work his way up around about eight to 10 guys and made his way up. And obviously the time he got up to third place, Matthew and Barnard were gone. They were like, out of sight. It was race over. So basically he was racing for. So basically I made a mistake. So this is the last lap. So it doesn't matter. The last lap was super exciting. So what you're gonna see here is when Matthew Van Der Poel said, "Yo, come on, give me a break," and he let Wout van Aert take the front, while Pidcock and his name is Vendahar, are chasing really hard. Yeah, there we go. Vendahar chasing really hard, but they're not going to catch up. So because you got two of the strongest riders in the world at the front right now, on the road or in cyclocross. So Matthew and these guys are being really cagey right now. So right now, here's where like Matthew is like he's giving it the beans. Like I got to get away. So he's attacked Walt Van Aert, and it's gonna get like really technical, and it's gonna get the course is gonna favor coming up. The next half of the course is gonna favor Matthew Van Der Poel. So this is why he's attacking so hard, because he knows that if he gets a little gap, because this is his, strongest part of the course, he could possibly, get the win. So he's opened up a gap on Wout van Aert, and he's doing the business. And at this point, like I said in cyclocross, a few seconds is major in cyclocross. So it's not like in a road race where you can draft and get back on. It's not happening in cyclocross. So once you get a gap like this, that's daylight. So and then here's the really technical fast downhill. I mean, like for cyclocross, this is fast. So they hit the stairs. Uh, Vanderpool is definitely got a Wout van Aert on the ropes. And at this point, it's looking like, because they're on the last lap and they're racing for the finish. And at this point, it's looking like, yo. And at this action, this is where the women actually had to run that. The women couldn't ride that. The women actually had to run up that hill. So Matthews obviously gathering himself, was like, yo, I'm going to really give it the beans. And just as he was about to, he just slipped up and he let Vogt went out back in. Had he kept going, there was a good chance that he could have kept it going. But he opened the door, he let Vogt went out back in, and it was like, yo, it was he let him back in, and that was it. Once he let him back in, now it just automatically went to who's going to win the sprint. And this is what happened. And this is the downhill. That downhill is just like, yo, you you it's not for the weak at heart. So now they're just gauging each other up, like who's going to do what, because they're coming into the last sprint. So it was no telling who could win the sprint, because both these guys are monsters. Both of them are monsters. So Wout went out, like tries to push Vanderpool left a little bit so he can make him take the longest line. And as you can see, I'll go back just a second. I'll go back a little bit more. So unfortunately, we didn't get the showdown that we wanted to see, because it definitely would have been a photo finish. But as we come to the end, Matthew Van Der Poel right here, his foot comes out of the paddle. His foot comes out of the paddle right there, but he saves it and he stays up and he doesn't crash. And Wout went on to win the race. And Wout went out, knows he got away with one, man. That was just like today's races was like they were super excited. They were just like, wow. It was pretty cool to see. So let's run to the finish. So Wout went out, he got away. Vanderpool's foot came out of the paddle, so Vanderpool just conceded. And today's victory went to Wout van Aert. But what's so cool about Matthew Van Der Poel, even in his loss, he's still like, bigging up the crowd and like, what's up? The guy he's just a class act. He's just a class act. And they said that Pignock, who is a British rider, and he's like possibly the best cyclocross to come out of the UK. The brother's learning Dutch, man. He's learning to speak the language. That is so cool. That is so cool. And I have to say the same. I'm not learning Dutch, but I'm in the process of learning Italian. So it's definitely cool. It's definitely a challenge learning other languages. So like I said, we've had 5. Today was the 5th round of the Super Prestige. So if you see my other videos, and you'll see you probably saw round 11 or round 10, that's the World Cup. That's another series of races that they do. And the World Cup tends to be in different countries. But the Super Prestige is a Belgian competition, so it's held in Belgium, and it's super tough and quite a bit of money. So basically, where is Oh, sorry. So like today was won by vote by not, and tomorrow we're gonna see what happens. Who's gonna win what? But in the standings for like the series, in first place is Vanderhaar, and Vanderhaar finished in third today, so he got some valuable points to hang on to his lead, and he has 68 points. Lauren Schwack is on 63 points, and today Schwack finished. Where did he finish? He finished in, looks like he finished in fifth place today. No, he didn't. Where did Track finish today? 14, 15, 15, 8. I can't see the place that he finished. That's just the number of points he got. I think Shrek finished like fourth or fifth. In third place is Michael Van der Hart. I got that right. Fourth place is Ellie Ijubi. And these are all Belgians, and the guy from the who's actually leading the series is from the Netherlands, and Niels van Poot, he's in fifth, and the British rider Tom's place, and that's in the overall standings for the series. And what's amazing, there's a Swiss rider, Kevin Kahn, he's in seventh place, which is it's pretty cool, because the Swiss are not known for their cyclocross stuff. So we get coming out to 50 minutes, and I just want to give you the standing of the women. So, it's close. In the series, in the women, Denise Batsema, she's on 68 points, the same as the men's leader. And second place rider Carmen Alvarado, she's on 67 points. Which so Denise Batsema, she basically with that third place, if she would have finished fourth, or then Sailing Alvarado would have been in first place. Inga Vender Hayden is in third place with 65 points on 56 is Annick Van Elfen. In fifth place is Marion Norbert. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her middle name. But like I said, they're in Dagenham, still in Belgium. Round 6 of the Super Prestige. This has been Ines Luby. You've been looking at Say It With Your Legs Media. Where are we? We got to do this right. Yep, you've been watching Say It With Your Legs Media. Today's round of racing was amazing. It was amazing. And I didn't get to watch it live today, but still, just even watching the highlights, I'm going to actually go back and watch each race again. And then I'm be looking forward to tomorrow's race. So thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow.